Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine, and today I want to share with you the pros and cons to basically skipping high school and going directly into community college. Is it even possible, and is it worth it, and is it a good choice for your student? Now there are more videos in this series. You can tap the playlist at the end of this video to see more. That link is also in the description box below. Now, when my first son decided to take community college courses as a high schooler, one of the best questions I got was, is it worth it, since this will be the class that he takes rather than taking it in high school and then again in college? That was a really good question, and it really caused me to ponder whether or not pretty much skipping high school and doing community college was the right way to go. Now, a lot of people will say that high school is a waste. Some people will say junior high is a waste. Some people will say for sure go directly into community college. Now, I feel that that really depends on the school that you're going to, the teachers that you have, and how much you put into those courses. Now, in our experience, I knew that we were not going to be able to provide high school quality courses for my high schoolers, and I fully intended to take advantage of taking community college courses as high school students in order to fulfill both credits for high school and for community college. And later on we realized that it was just a lot easier just to exit high school early and go directly into community college. Now, with my first son, we opted to have him take the exit exam fairly early because we realized that trying to get the courses that he needed as a high school student were very challenging. So he only took one semester of community college, which was a summer semester. And that following fall, he took the exit exam so that he could become a full-time college student. By the time we received the results, it was time for the spring enrollment, and at that point he became a full-time college student, which meant that at this point the credits that he was getting were only going to count as college credits and not as high school credits. Prior to that, the classes he was taking counted as high school credits and as college credits. Now, this didn't matter so much for us since we didn't intend to finish high school, so getting high school credits for those college classes wasn't as important than if your student is a high school student and wanting to finish high school, then getting those college class credits as well as those high school class credits for that single class taken in college is very beneficial. Now, this meant that the classes he was taking in college were going to be his only classes during his high school years, which meant that that one history class was going to be the only history class that he was going to get. He wasn't going to go through those history courses in high school and then revisit some of them again in college. Now, some people may feel like that's okay, it's not a big deal, you can just do that class one time. Probably going to be a more rigorous class in community college anyway. Whatever you decide to do, know that there are pros and cons to both decisions. Now, the pro of going through the class initially in high school and then taking it again in college is that anytime you repeat information, chances are you're learning it a little bit better and a little bit deeper. Now, some people may consider it a waste of time to go through these classes twice, but one thing that I noticed is that sometimes you're not even going through the classes once. Now, this was quite a surprise for me. I had opted not to do any of the upper sciences until high school or community college. Because my son went to community college as a 10th grader, I was fully expecting him to have some of the traditional classes that any high schooler would get: physical science, chemistry, biology. He actually didn't get any of those because as a college student, his history elective and his science elective didn't necessarily have to be biology or chemistry or world history or US history. So sadly, he didn't take any of those courses. Instead, he took environmental science and anthropology, which in of itself are good courses, but they lack the complete coursework that I would have wanted for my son. So this is something to consider if you are going to skip high school entirely, is that the prerequisites for college and the required courses in order to transfer to university may not be the ones that your students would traditionally get in high school. Now, this may differ as well if your student in high school isn't college bound. He may not need to take some of these classes, but for me, I would have preferred that he have a more holistic high school and college education. So that is one of the major pitfalls in doing college coursework in lieu of high school coursework, is because the requirements for your high school courses are going to be different than the requirements in community college. The other shortcoming is that on occasion, having only that one class that one time means that you may not be learning that information as well or as deeply than if you had the opportunity to take that course in high school and then again in community college and maybe even in university as well. Now there's a lot of variation in the quality of education that you're going to receive. The quality of the teachers and the school and the coursework also comes into consideration. Now you may choose to do some of those college courses that you did not do as a homeschooler or in high school during your community college years. It just may require more years to complete that college education before transferring to university. So had I decided, no, I really want my son to take biology and chemistry, he could have taken those courses, but it would have delayed him entering university. And that's an option that you could choose. If you felt that you weren't capable of doing those high school courses, you could certainly do them in community college and round out the education. It just may take a little bit longer. One other thing is that when you decide to do community college courses as a high schooler, those classes are free. But as soon as you submit your exit exam or you graduate from high school, then all of those community classes are now paid classes. Of course, community college is a lot more affordable than university, but being able to save a few dollars here and there is not such a bad thing if your students are still in high school. Don't forget that you still have to pay for those books, which are super expensive and sadly can't always be passed down to the next student. I did save a lot of the course books that my oldest son had, and sadly, a lot of them were not relevant for my second son since new editions were published and teachers required the latest edition for some of these course books. Now, there may never be a shortcoming for not taking those classes in high school or college, but if it is a priority to you to have a well-rounded, balanced education, you may choose to spend more time in community college if your child is starting community college early in order to reach all of those classes that you wish for him to take. If you are doing community college in lieu of your high school courses, as in you're outsourcing those courses because you don't wish to do them at home, but you still want to have a 4-year high school experience for your student, then outsourcing these classes in community college is a great way to go because you will be getting your high school credit, and by the time your student graduates from high school, he or she will probably have a lot of college credits. Don't forget that those college grades are going to be on your student's transcript, and if they're transferable classes, they will also be added into the cumulative GPA, so please take those classes seriously. Don't forget to watch for drop dates if you decide not to take a class after all. Make sure that you drop it officially so that you don't get a bad grade for that class. You can always take classes again if you don't do so well in them. And while the grade will still be on your transcript, the new, hopefully better grade will take its place in your GPA. If you have more questions regarding homeschool, high school, don't forget to leave them down in the comment section below. If you want to see more videos in this series, you can tap on the screen right now. If you want to see what we're up to on a daily basis, don't forget that you can find me on Instagram at Pepper and Pine.